everybody's dream, without action, it's wasted thought. It's just a dream. It's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
But a dream with some action behind it, it's so surprising where it'll go.
It's not like extraordinary's out here. Extraordinary is just a little bit above average. Because, think about it. If everyone's average, 90% of the people, 1%ers, right? And then you got the within that 10%, you're talking about everyone else in that 10% is really extraordinary because they're only off a little bit from average. So all you got to do is just work a little bit each day, and you're extraordinary. Everyone has the potential of being extraordinary.
You got it. People think they need this massive, game-changing day where somebody comes out of the clouds and just grabs them and goes, "You, let's go." And that can happen.
Mentors are important.
But it's so often that the only reason that happens...
You were in the right... You were already... Your head's there, your mind's open,
right,
and you were there.
Right. You know,
right place, right time.
Yep. It's like you hear the stories about, like, Justin Bieber and about, all these other people out there who, like, somebody just swooped in and picked them up. Well, maybe, like I said, it does happen. But see, oftentimes the reason that specific person was able to even see into that person's life is because they had already built themselves to a certain degree, a certain level, to have that recognition, to have that notice where, hey, wait a second, what is this guy doing? Hey, you know what?
It gets back to YouTube, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's that, how do you get yourself out there, right?
Right. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And I'm not talking stupid selfies all day long. I'm talking like...
Have a message. Something.
Exactly.
Something.
Exactly, man. And it's really cool, that you get this and stuff. It's like, and it is. It's such a small thing. I mean, every single day, if you're doing this like itty-bitty little thing, well, that's 365 itty-bitty little things that technically, if it's like people should not be afraid to take these steps. They should be afraid of being where they are right now, next year.
Yeah, same place, same, haven't changed. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, the massive action they're looking for is just little itty-bitty steps every day. Martin Luther King, you don't got to see the whole staircase. Take the next step. I can't see perfectly where I'm going. I got a vision for where I'm going.
You can have avenues.
Yep.
You don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah, I've got a vision for where I want to get to, but the vision adjusts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you think about life and stuff, and sometimes at least me, I just think about like, well, if we're traveling from here to here, let's say that there's certain like checkpoints. People call them destiny or deja vu moments or all this kind of stuff. What if there's different checkpoints, but how we get to wherever that checkpoint is? Like, I always looked at deja vu like maybe they're just checkpoints for life to let you know, hey, you're heading on the right track. You know what I mean, or something. But the choice of the path to get there is completely different,
And it could be random. I mean, it's not even out of your control. It just happened because you clicked here. In your case, maybe you clicked here, clicked there, or you had a phone call or a conversation with someone.
Yep.
It wasn't like you already had it mapped out.
Right.
And the other big point is, and this is older than God, but you got to keep moving.
Right.
Never stop moving. You can't turn a battleship in a minute. You got to just keep moving. If you sit there and just play on the internet and stay at home, who's gonna know you?
Right.
You got to just keep moving. You got to be out there. Out there could be doing whatever you need to do to get out there, but motion is everything.
Yep.
You get stale. If you get stagnant, you stale. Your mind, your body, everything.
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I get excited.
I've been there, done that. I've gone through all this stuff, and it's all stuff we all know, right? It's not everyone's smart, right? They are, unless they've got specific issues. But everyone has the capability, and it's just a matter of you just getting out of your own way.
Yep.
Just figuring out what you want to do, and it doesn't mean it can't change. Don't be afraid to make a decision. The hardest thing is make a decision. Right? People don't want to make decisions. They're committed. No. Just because you make a decision today doesn't mean it can't change tomorrow. Just move. Make a decision and go. And because undoubtedly you're going to come up with some information that may change your thoughts on what you thought yesterday. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the road, but you don't know where this road is going. You have an idea, maybe.
Yep.
Because that idea can change. I want to be a doctor. Well, ended up being in sales, whatever. But you got someplace. Anyway, you can go on, and hey, I'm happy for you. I mean, just keep moving. And it's good that you got, you realize the small business thing, even though you made a lot of money, but net,
I made $250,000. Where the hell is it? Where did it go?
It's like when we get our W-2 at the end of the year. How come I haven't saved any money? I made all this money on the, corporate
right
stuff. Where's the money?
I mean, one good thing about, going is I get a ton of money back.
Well, yeah, you get deductions on it. Right.
I mean, what we were talking about, though, real quick, there's this quote I love. First best thing you can do in any situation is the right thing. The second best thing you can do is the wrong thing. The worst thing that you can do is nothing, unless that was your decision from the get-go. You know what I mean? Like, and it's true, because, like, me putting myself out there, doing the different kinds of things that I'm doing, I've started to have some people just show up who are they're just interested, if nothing else. I was in
conversation. Never hurts to have a conversation.
You know who I ended up hanging out with? Like, this may sound a little funny. The owner of
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The old guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. His commercials, yeah.
Yeah, I was in his penthouse because he saw one of my speeches that I put on YouTube. He contacted me and said, "Hey, listen, I'm not sure what you're doing, but I really like your tenacity. I can literally show you the email. I kept the email." He's like, "I don't quite know what you're doing." He's like, "But you have a ton of potential, and I'd like to meet with you and see where you want to go and see if I could help you get there or anything." And I went and met with him in his freaking penthouse, dude. This was the first penthouse I was ever in. And
where? Penthouse where?
This was in
See, I think of Manhattan, but it's not in Manhattan. He's
no,
in Manhattan somewhere.
Yeah, he was in.
One of the buildings there.
Yeah, one of the big buildings up there. And I went into the elevator, and I was dressed nice, whatever. I was like, okay, let's see where this goes.
Well, he's so he's in a suit. So,
yeah.
So you had to go reasonably dressed.
Exactly. So I get in the elevator, and I go I go to the top, and it's like literally gold engraved on the elevator saying, penthouse of whatever suite. And I'm just like I was like smiling in the elevator. I'm like, who am I talking to? And I hit the button, I go up, and I get to the top, and there's ding, doors open, and I'm just like,
right in a room.
I walked out, there was nobody to greet you right there except for this woman way off to the side. And she's walking up to me. I'm looking around. There's statues. There's like.
Is this his office?
No, this is like a penthouse.
So who's this woman?
This, I guess, secretary or something. I don't know.
Right.
And I walk out there.
That's scary, though.
Well, it was the first, really big
scary
person.
That someone could just press a button and go right up to the floor there.
Well, I think it's locked because I had to check in with security on the bottom floor. I mean, there's guys armed guards downstairs. They're like, "Are you here?" And then they buzzed upstairs, and the woman entered. The woman responded. But I go out there, and I'm talking I walked out, and I'm like, I have not made enough money in the last 3 years to pay for this room, let alone this long hallway that I went down. But yeah, there were statues, and there was fountains, and there was all this crazy stuff. I'm just walking, and I'm like, I'm not.
He's a
well, it's yes, yeah, essentially, if you have that take place. And, so I go down and I enter into this big room, this big table, I'm looking at the table. I'm like, how much does this thing cost? Because it's not fake,
so
top.
What did he talk to you about?
It was basically all about he was like, I've heard some good speakers in my life. He's like, but you know what? You honestly are one of the best. He's like, I don't have time for anyone or anything. I listened to you for an hour, and I forgot how long it was. He's like, I listened to you for an hour and a half, and I stopped what I was doing, and I wanted to meet you. He's like, that has not happened in years.
Did you ask him how he found you?
He found me
because that's key too, right? How did he come across you?
Yep. He found me because he was doing advertising on Facebook, and then on Facebook I had a post up or something that I was doing advertising, and something about it just kind of got him curious.
Yep.
And he clicked on it, and this was a ad that I had put up a long time ago. It was nothing super special. So it had no lead in. The speech just starts, you know. And he said, he's like, from like the 5th or 6th word, I was curious about where you were going to go with any of this. He's like, I sat there in my office for an hour and a half and watched you. I had stuff to do. And so we just sat there, and he told me the whole story of how he built his business and where his father, you know, got his idea, and how him and his brother are collaborating to move across, you know, different things. And it's just, I mean, he have some big offer for me? No,
he
but he
doesn't know where to go. Right.
Yeah, but he had this advice and how to network and certain people I could get in contact with if I wanted to. And he said, listen, if you need to get in contact with these people, if that's an avenue you want to go, I mean, it's this whole thing. But he said, he's like, I will put you in contact with it. And it's just, I would never have had that moment with the person in the clouds who reached down, picked me up, or saw something I was doing if I wasn't doing it. You know, it's like, how often, it's like people say they don't have time for this. Right. They're always saying they don't have time.
That's just an excuse.
But you know, but you know what's crazy? We have a lot of time. We have probably an exorbitant amount of time, but it's completely mismanaged time. Like the amount of time spent on Call of Duty or video games where we build these characters that are basically our escapes from life because they're so much more interesting than our lives.
It's a distraction.
What if we were building our own lives? And it's like, that's when I sold a bunch of my video games and stuff back when, and I was just like, no, I'm going to build my life. I don't even play video games anymore. I miss them. I think about it sometimes.
Right.
But I'm not sitting there playing them. And I'm just like, everybody's dream, without action, it's wasted thought. It's just a dream. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. But a dream with some action behind it, it's so surprising where it'll go.
Yeah, you gotta keep moving. There's no question about it. But yeah, but the thing is, and what you're trying to do, help people, is that's going to motivate them. What's going to get them to move forward? And that's the challenge, right? I mean, you can wake them up at the time, they see you, whether it's an engagement of speaking for a crowd or it's a video. But what is it that something has to trigger in them? I mean, it's the bottom line. They've got to make it happen.